Everyone thinks bamboo is just a simple plant, something cheap, something ordinary. But what if I told you it's hiding one of the most disturbing secrets in history, and at the same time, quietly becoming one of the most powerful materials on Earth? Welcome to Bamboo is not just fast-growing, it's almost unnatural. Some species can grow up to 1 to 3 feet in a single day. Sounds impressive, right? But during World War II, that same unstoppable growth was used for something far more terrifying. Reports claim that prisoners of war were restrained above young bamboo shoots, and as the plant grew, it didn't stop. It pierced straight through the human body, slowly, relentlessly. This horrifying method became known as bamboo torture. And suddenly, this innocent-looking plant doesn't feel so harmless anymore. But here's the twist. Bamboo isn't defined by that dark past. Today, it's being called nature's green steel, a giant grass so strong that in some cases it can rival or even outperform steel itself. Look around you. The chopsticks beside your meal, the straw in your drink, the toothbrush in your hand, the floor beneath your feet, even the walls around you. Bamboo is everywhere, quietly replacing wood, replacing plastic, reshaping entire industries. And yet, almost no one stops to ask, how? How does something so simple become so powerful? Its growth is rapid, almost aggressive. Its processing, unexpectedly efficient. And its impact on the environment, massive. In this video, we're going deep into that journey. From raw forest growth to industrial transformation, uncovering how bamboo achieves what industries have chased for decades. Strength, affordability, beauty, and sustainability, all in one material. Because what you're about to see isn't just farming. It's a global system powered by speed, precision, and demand. Bamboo is no longer just a symbol of eco-friendly living. It's an economic force, a multi-billion-dollar industry stretching across continents, driving markets in construction, furniture, textiles, paper, and consumer goods. Together, these industries generate over $70 billion every year, and that number keeps rising. Meanwhile, the world is drowning in plastic, oceans filled with waste, marine life suffocating, microplastics quietly entering the food we eat, a slow, invisible crisis that refuses to stop. And right in the middle of it all, bamboo stands as an alternative. A material that grows faster than anything else on Earth, renews itself naturally, demands very little from the soil, yet gives back more than most resources ever could. There's a reason demand for bamboo is exploding. Because unlike trees that take decades, 50, even 80 years in the case of oak, or 25 to 30 years for pine, bamboo reaches full maturity in just 3 to 5 years. Some even faster, under the right conditions. It can grow nearly a meter in a single day. Think about that. A plant that outpaces time itself. But here's the reality no one talks about. Bamboo may grow fast, but harvesting and controlling it is far from easy. China dominates this industry, producing more bamboo than any other country in the world. Over 8 million hectares, an area the size of Austria, are covered in bamboo forests. But it all starts with something small. Farmers begin during the rainy season, when soil moisture is at its peak. They carefully prepare seedlings by digging out sections of mature bamboo rhizomes with buds attached, or cutting young stem segments with nodes. These cuttings are not planted immediately. First, they are nurtured in nurseries for 2 to 4 months until roots begin to form. Only then are they transferred to the field. Farmers dig holes 12 to 18 inches deep and wide, enriching the soil with compost before placing each rooted cutting at the exact depth it grew before. The soil is packed tightly to eliminate air pockets, then heavily watered. For the next 4 to 6 weeks, moisture is maintained consistently until new shoots finally emerge. But what happens next is almost unbelievable. Within just 4 to 5 years, that single planting spot transforms completely. What once looked like bare ground becomes a dense bamboo grove, spreading 10 to 20 feet in every direction. Above ground, that one location now produces 15 to 30 towering bamboo columns, each reaching heights of 40 to 70 feet. And this is where the real decision begins. Because farmers don't just cut everything, they choose carefully. Only the mature culms are marked for harvesting, often with ribbons tied by experienced workers who know exactly which ones are ready. This selective harvesting is critical. It removes older stalks while protecting younger growth, maintaining the health of the grove and ensuring future harvests. It's a balance between cutting and preserving. After harvesting, workers move quickly. Branches and leaves are stripped away in swift, practice motions, leaving behind clean, green poles. These are bundled together, 10 to 50 stems at a time, secured tightly with rope or wire. But not every location is accessible. In steep, mountainous terrain, trucks can't reach the harvest sites. So farmers rely on methods that haven't changed for generations. Horses and mules dragging heavy bundles along narrow paths to collection points. It's slow, physically demanding work that contrasts sharply with the high-tech world bamboo is about to enter. Once the bundles reach the roadside, they are loaded onto trucks. And this is where the race truly begins. Because from this moment on, time becomes the enemy. The harvested bamboo must reach processing facilities within 48 hours. Any delay, and the material becomes vulnerable to fungi, insects, and decay. When the bamboo arrives, workers immediately begin sorting. Each comb is evaluated based on diameter, age, and structural quality. Younger bamboo might be used for scaffolding, while older, thicker pieces are reserved for construction. Inspectors run their hands along each pole, searching for cracks that aren't even visible, because one weak piece could mean failure later. What passes inspection moves forward. What doesn't is repurposed. Nothing goes to waste. Next comes drilling, a step most people never even think about. Workers use long augers to drill through the internal nodes, the solid partitions inside bamboo. Without this, treatment chemicals wouldn't be able to penetrate the inner structure. After drilling, the bamboo is washed thoroughly to remove dirt, sap, and impurities that could block absorption. And then it enters the most critical stage of all, the treatment tanks. Here, the bamboo is submerged in a borax and boric acid solution for 7 to 10 days. Slowly, the chemicals move through the drilled passages, saturating every part of the bamboo from the inside out. This step is not optional. Without it, the bamboo wouldn't last more than a few years. With it, the material becomes durable, resistant, and ready to take on the world. And after this intense chemical treatment, you might think the process is complete. But in reality, the most critical transformation is only just beginning. The treated bamboo is left to wait, stacked vertically in open-air spaces where air flows freely around every pole. For 6 to 12 weeks, nothing seems to happen, but everything is changing. Moisture levels slowly drop from nearly 60% to below 15%, and what emerges is no longer just a plant. It's engineered material, stronger, more stable, and ready to carry real weight. But not every piece makes it to construction. The rejected combs take a completely different route, one that moves far faster and far more aggressively. Inside industrial facilities, machines take over with surgical precision. Bamboo poles are clamped onto conveyors and guided towards spinning blades that slice them into dozens of identical sections within seconds. These sections are then fed into splitting machines, cutting them lengthwise into long, curved strips that still hold the bamboo's natural shape. But that shape doesn't last long. Workers run these strips through specialized planing machines that strip away both the hard outer skin and the soft inner pith, leaving behind only the dense, powerful middle layer, the true strength of bamboo. From there, dimension machines cut the strips into exact uniform widths, while thickness planers shave them down to just a few millimeters. Every strip is then polished by industrial sanders until the surface becomes incredibly smooth, almost like silk. But here's where things get even more interesting. Heat treatment is applied, not just to change the color into a rich, uniform tone, but to increase hardness by up to 20%. Then comes the real breakthrough. Under extreme pressure, these thin strips are pressed and laminated together, forming solid panels that are often stronger and more stable than natural hardwood. This is where bamboo stops being just a plant and becomes a material capable of replacing entire industries. These panels are turned into flooring that rivals traditional wood, furniture built for durability, cutting boards, decorative panels, even skateboard decks. But the transformation doesn't stop there. Bamboo's reach extends into everyday items we barely think about. Take chopsticks, for example. The process may look simple, but behind it lies incredible precision. After splitting, Workers remove the outer skin, leaving long, smooth sticks that are bundled and transported to cutting stations. Here, high-speed blades slice each piece into identical lengths, usually around 25 centimeters. And in this stage, precision is everything, because even the slightest inconsistency can ruin balance and usability. Next, machines shape the ends, tapering the tips while forming clean grip edges. Hundreds of chopsticks are processed simultaneously in perfectly synchronized movements. Then comes cleaning. High-pressure air blasts away dust and particles, leaving nothing behind. Finally, the chopsticks are pared, wrapped, and packaged in massive quantities. Millions of pairs produced every single day from what was once a simple bamboo stalk. But chopsticks are just the beginning. Bamboo is also being transformed into disposable spoons, forks, and knives, products designed to replace plastic. And here, the process becomes even more advanced. Thin bamboo sheets are cut and arranged with extreme precision before laser cutters trace the exact shapes of each utensil, spoons, forks, knives, cutting them with flawless accuracy. No waste, no error. The flat pieces are then treated in stabilizing solutions to prevent cracking before being placed into molds. Under intense heat and pressure, hydraulic presses reshape them into fully functional, three-dimensional utensils. What was once a flat strip now becomes a finished product, ready to be used, then safely returned to the environment. This is where bamboo challenges plastic directly. Billions of meals served without leaving waste behind for centuries. And while massive factories dominate this industry, not all bamboo processing relies on machines. In parts of India, traditional craftsmanship still plays a role. Skilled artisans harvest young bamboo, cut into straw-sized pieces, and carefully treat each one using salt solutions and boiling water to remove impurities. After drying, each straw is sanded and cleaned by hand, inside and out, until it's perfectly smooth and safe to use. Every piece carries slight variations, a reminder that it was crafted, not manufactured. But even here, change is happening. Companies are scaling these traditional methods, combining artisan skills with modern production to meet global demand. In Vietnam, facilities produce tens of thousands of bamboo straws daily, maintaining traditional techniques while increasing speed. In Canada, innovation goes even further. Bamboo is processed into biodegradable fibers, then extruded into continuous pipe-like forms that are cooled, hardened, and cut into perfectly uniform straws. This is mass production redesigned for sustainability, because reality is the world is running out of time. Traditional products like toilet paper alone cost the planet 27,000 trees every single day, trees that take decades to grow. And against that destruction, bamboo offers something different. A resource that grows faster than anything else, regenerates naturally, and provides solution without the same cost of the earth. It's not just an alternative anymore. It's becoming a necessity. Decades of growth, gone in minutes, just to produce something as ordinary as toilet paper. It sounds extreme, but that's the reality of traditional production. And this is exactly where bamboo changes everything. Unlike slow-growing trees, bamboo rewrites the entire equation. Ready for harvest in just 4 to 5 years, and once cut, it doesn't die. It grows back instantly from its root system. No replanting needed. It's fast, renewable, and almost unstoppable. And that's why industries are turning to it for one of the most unexpected uses. Paper production at massive scale. But how does something as tough as bamboo become something as soft as toilet paper? The answer lies inside high-pressure industrial mills, where transformation happens at a level most people never see. It begins as harvested bamboo cones arrive at pulp mills and are immediately fed into powerful industrial chippers. Within seconds, thick bamboo poles are reduced into small, uniform chips. But this is just the beginning. These chips are then pushed into massive digesters, sealed pressure vessels where temperatures soar and chemicals take control. Inside, sodium hydroxide breaks down lignin, the rigid substance that holds bamboo fibers together. This isn't a gentle process. It's aggressive, controlled, and precise. Hours later, what was once solid bamboo emerges as a soft, fibrous slurry. From here, the material moves into washing stations where chemicals and impurities are flushed away, leaving behind purified cellulose fibers. And now comes a critical decision point. Manufacturers must choose. leave the pulp in its natural brown form for unbleached paper, or continue to bleaching for that bright white finish consumers expect. Either way, the next stage is where the transformation becomes visible. The thin pulp mixture is sprayed onto massive moving mesh screens inside high-speed paper machines. Water drains rapidly, leaving behind a delicate, wet fiber layer. This fragile sheet then moves forward into intense heat. Heated cylinders, reaching temperatures of around 200 degrees Celsius, press and dry the material at the same time, removing moisture while binding fibers tightly together. And just like that, something recognizable begins to appear. Paper. Thin, soft, yet surprisingly strong. But it's not finished yet. Embossing rollers press those familiar textured patterns into the surface, not just for looks, but to increase softness and absorbency. The continuous sheet is then split into narrow ribbons and wound into massive parent rolls, each weighing tons. These giant rolls move to converting lines where high-speed precision blades cut them down into the household-size rolls we all recognize. Perforating wheels punch perfect tear lines between sheets, ensuring every piece separates cleanly. Finally, automated systems package the rolls, sealing them and preparing them for shipment. And here's the part that feels almost unreal. From raw bamboo chips entering the mill to fully packaged toilet paper ready for stores, the entire process takes just 24 or 48 hours. What once required decades of tree growth is now replaced by a cycle measured in days. Modern facilities produce thousands of rolls every single day, proving that sustainability isn't just an idea. It can operate at full industrial scale. And when you step back and look at the entire journey, from towering bamboo forests to construction materials, from handcrafted straws to high-tech manufacturing lines, you start to realize something. Bamboo isn't just playing a small role, it's quietly reshaping entire industries. So the next time you see something simple, paper, furniture, even a straw, you might pause and think about the journey behind it. If you found this surprising, make sure to subscribe for more stories uncovering how everyday materials are transformed by powerful machines and human innovation.